Why are certain Native American practices considered closed or non-accessible to non-Native people? So a couple of weeks ago, I did a video about certain types of Native American spiritual practices and why they cannot be recorded or documented. As a result from that video, I got an influx of feedback. You guys are interested to know more. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that and answer a question that I get asked literally every single day of my life on this app. Why are certain practices considered closed? Now, understand before I say what I'm going to say about this is that this is very nuanced. As I've always stated before, there are hundreds of Native American tribes all across the Americas, all in belief systems, worldviews, perspectives, and protocols. And so the information I'm going to give you doesn't apply to everyone. This is certainly not a one-size-fits-all perspective. However, I'm going to do my best to try to outline some of the overlapping belief systems that I see most common with this, and also a few things that are just environmental fact. And so with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. For the sake of this video, I'm going to use an example of the one I see most common. It's something you've probably seen on stores. It's probably something you've seen on this app. It's something you've probably seen when you're out and about, and that is sage. So there are a few things about this one. First and foremost, it goes without saying that this is a Native American spiritual practice. Native Americans, as with any group of people across the planet, culture is shaped and designed and influenced by the environment around us. For instance, there's a Native American word that is pronounced kaka. This means crow. As you might imagine, it talks about kaka like the sound that a crow makes. It has influenced our very language and ways of communication. But know that it doesn't only just affect our belief systems, but our actual language. Our entire identity is interwoven with the land, and this goes true for sage as well. It is literally a part of our identity. Therefore, when it is used by non-Native people without the understanding of story, significance, and cultural relevance, it removes its significance to our spiritual practices and our identity. And it is often a tool for appropriation, which can be very damaging to our identity and to our culture. Misrepresentation. Another reason is because as of recently as the early 70s, Native American culture and beliefs were actually outlawed by many governments, including the United States. And so therefore, seeing non-Native people practice a religion or a spiritual way of knowing that was outlawed can be very harmful and painful for a lot of Native people who experienced that in very recent history. This also can lead, again, to cultural appropriation, which can trivialize our belief systems and our identity and disrespect it by creating a trend or an aesthetic based on our identity and, again, our belief systems, which then often leads to commercialization of sage and other plants. Indigenous... Hey, what are you doing? Want to be in the video? Yeah? Rocko wants to be in the video. One thing you're going to hear a lot is the word protocol. These protocols exist for a reason, and that includes things like harvesting sage, or indigenous ways of knowing that come from thousands of years of occupation of the lands that we stand on here today in the Americas. We have a fundamental understanding of ethical harvesting and sustainability. Commercialization of things like sage often leads to overharvesting, which could be very damaging to the environment, to the existence of the plant. In Angeles National Forest, for instance, overharvesting for places like Spencer's gift shops, smudging online kits has led to the plant being endangered and therefore not accessible to the people who are stewards of that land and that depend on that for their identity and their spiritual practice. These practices are crucial to maintaining our identity and our ways of life. And without those protocols or those teachings of how to harvest it ethically and at what times of years based on stories and knowledge are threatening the entire culture. These are only some of the reasons why. Again, no matter what tribe you ask, what nation you go to, what individual indigenous person, they might have a different opinion about it. But overharvesting, damage to the environment, cultural appropriation, and disrespect to spiritual practices and beliefs are typically overlapping and agreed upon. There are ways you can do it. Approach your local Native American tribe. If you're interested to know more, do your research and be respectful. I hope this helps.